Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It's time for us to begin our meeting. Happy to see those who've come tonight. Lots of wonderful things we want to recognize and celebrate. And it's been a busy day already, but lots of good things, some of which we'll mention again. I'm going to ask at this time, let's see, that Jessica Hess will come and lead us in the invocation, please. And if you will, please, Jessica, just take a couple of seconds and tell us what you do, where you're involved. We'll talk about that again a little later.
Okay. All right. So my name is Jessica Hess, as the mayor said. I'm here tonight representing the Pregnancy Help Center. I serve as a member of the board. I'm also on staff with Southland Christian Church. And full-time, in my full-time job, I'm a faculty member at EKU. All right. Let's pray. God, it's an honor to come before you this evening, Lord, and just take a moment to pause and thank you for all that you've done, Lord, and for the privilege to be able to be part of this community. God, I just pray that you would be in the midst of all that's done tonight and all that's said, Lord, that you would lead the decisions that are made and the words that are spoken, Lord, and that they would be honoring to you. God, I pray that you would go before us, not just in this meeting, but in our community as a whole, and that you would lead and guide everything that we do, Lord, and that we would never forget to thank you and honor you, Lord, for who you are and all that you've done for us. It's in your name we pray. Amen.
And thank you. Happy to have Scout Troop 401 with us tonight. They're going to lead us in our pledge as they present also the colors.
Please rise for the presentation of the flags. Color Guard, attention. Color Guard, forward, march. Color Guard, halt. Color Guard, prepare to post the colors. Color Guard, post the colors. Will you please say with me the Pledge of Allegiance? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Two. Color Guard, reform. Color Guard, about face. Color Guard, retreat.
Let's give these fine fellows our appreciation. Thank you. You may be seated. Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Commissioner Brewer. Here. Commissioner Cole.
Here.
Commissioner Newby.
Here.
Commissioner Goebel. Here. Mayor Blythe.
Here, thank you. We have several presentations tonight. The first is recognition of the Madison Central Golf Team. I want to present them tonight with certificates recognizing their achievement as the 2023 Kentucky High School Athletic Association State Tournament champions. I'm going to ask Coach Kyle if you'll come, please, and let's see here. Bring the team, and you can whatever you would like to present first. Coach Kyle Congleton.
I didn't prepare a speech or anything tonight, but definitely have some thank yous and appreciate you guys having us tonight more than anything. I think it worked out great for us to be out at Gibson Bay today, and what a special day that was, that we all got to be out there, and then tonight get to come here and celebrate these guys more than anything. You know, I'm sure most of you guys don't know the work these guys put in. But these guys are 2 times back-to-back state champions here in the state of Kentucky. And, you know, it is an honor to be here in front of you guys tonight. And I know in the big picture of things, you guys have a lot to do with this. I know you're not there in the daily operations, but if it wasn't because of places like Gibson Bay and having a city course like that, having the funding behind it, we wouldn't be here tonight. And so as far as on my end, I just want to appreciate you guys. What we were able to see and do a ribbon cutting for today was tremendous. And I think hopefully in the years to come, we're back here standing in front of you guys again, celebrating another state championship. And with the support of you guys backing and doing that and giving Jason Eberly the support he needs, will hopefully get us back here. But just want to say thank you guys. And again, as speaking for these guys, they appreciate it. They appreciated it. They put a lot of hard work and hours into competing and getting us there. And I know when we got the email that you all wanted to have us tonight, I know these guys sure appreciate it, and it does mean a lot more to us being here than you all could imagine. So again, thank you guys, and hopefully we'll see you back soon.
All right, let's see here. Is that correct?
That's right.
It's Radney. It's Radney, yep. It's Radney.
Yes, sir.
Radney Vale.
Yes, sir.
Reese Heaton. Seth Parker. Braden Bond. Warren Thomas.
Hey, well, congratulations, guys. All right. Gentlemen, nice job. Very good job.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Mm-hmm. Thank you.
Congratulations.
I've seen you before somewhere.
Cal? No. Oh, that's all right.
It's all right.
No, that's all right.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Our next presentation, I'm going to ask Carrie Hensley to join me. I want to recognize tonight True Heart Vintage, one of our new businesses. Some of you will remember that several years ago, we used to do this on a regular basis, recognizing through the chamber and through our finance department, recognizing new businesses through new business licenses and so on, memberships in the chamber. And the owners, Aaron and Sarah Bentley.
Yes. Yeah, so before Ms. Bentley comes up and says a little bit about her business, I just want to introduce myself. I'm kind of new to the city, so I'm Carrie Lee Hensley. I'm the new Small Business and Economic Development Coordinator. I will be working on several different initiatives, such as helping small to mid-size business come to town. I'll also be working with our new entertainment district and our tax increment financing program, as well as working with different organizations in town, such as the Chamber of Commerce, our Parks and Tourism departments, and of course, industrial development. So there's a lot of new exciting things going on that we're excited about. And one of those is a new initiative that we are inviting new business owners to come and speak to the commission. So we'll be doing this on every commission night. We'll be seeking out new brick and mortar businesses and inviting them to come speak. So our first one tonight is True Heart, and we have Sarah Bentley, and she's going to come up and just say a few words about her brand new business, which is literally in our back door.
Thank you so much, and thank you, Carrie, for inviting us to be here for the rebirth of this, something old, making it new. That's exactly what our business does. My name's Sarah Bentley. My husband and I, Aaron, own True Heart Vintage, which is literally behind you here at 221 West Irving. So we've been open since December 1st, and we have been so excited to come back to this community. Aaron and I, my husband, we met here at Eastern. I graduated in 2001, he graduated in 2003, so we cannot be more excited to be back in this city where we met and fell in love. We had no idea that we'd be having a business back in this city, but we are so excited to be here. We're ecstatic for kids to come back to school next week, but we've already seen a lot of high schoolers and locals in the town coming to visit us. So if you love clothing, you love shopping, we have just the thing for you: sweatshirts, t-shirts, jackets, jeans, as old as the 50s, 70s, 80s, 90s, and I'm very sad to say anything after 2004 is considered vintage. So come relive a piece of nostalgia and get a little shopping in, support your community. We would love, love, love to see you in the store. And thank you so much for inviting us here tonight. We feel very lucky to be a part of your community.
We feel very lucky to have you, and thank you
right.
very much for coming.
Thank you.
Thank you, Carrie. What a way to start the year. Let's see, is Lisa Foster here?
She is.
Redeeming Hope. This is Human Trafficking Awareness Month. And let's see.
Good evening, we're back. Just wanted to let you know on behalf of Redeeming Hope, the ones that are here and the ones that's not here with us this evening, Mayor, Commissioners, thank you so much. This proclamation means a lot. I'll try not to cry. I just got so excited about it. I was running all over the house because now it's recognized, and human trafficking is such a huge problem here, and you all recognize it and you want to help fight it, so we're really excited about that.
All I was going to say is thank you for having us. And with the recent groundbreaking at a building and plans set for continued community outreach, Redeeming Hope is looking forward to a greater impact in 2024.
I'm Xenia Hensley. I'm the Vice President with Redeeming Hope. I just want to say thank you again for letting us come here. We all believe that human trafficking is an evil thing. We want to remind you that Redeeming Hope is here to combat that on a community level. So look at our Facebook page, look at our website. If you want to be a part of it, if you want to take out those evildoers, and if you want to be a part of something as bringing forth awareness or support groups or anything as teaching, just being a part of us, let us know, contact us, and we will get back with you. Thank you.
Just before I read the proclamation, I'm sorry, but Lisa, she reminded me of something. At the bottom of the job descriptions for most of the positions in the city, there's a final line that says, and other duties as may be assigned. Police Chief Richardson, I think we need to put taking out evildoers. The bottom of I like that. Proclamation. Whereas human trafficking is a public health issue and crime that affects individuals, families, and communities across generations, exploiting the most vulnerable among us and weakening our collective well-being. Whereas human trafficking, as defined by the Trafficking Victims Protection Act, is a commercial sex act induced by force, fraud, or coercion, or when a person induced to perform such an act is not yet 18 years old, or the recruitment, harboring, transportation, provision, or obtaining of a person for labor or services through the use of force, fraud, or coercion for the purpose of subjection to involuntary servitude, whereas an estimated 27.6 million people are subjected to human trafficking globally, including cases of human trafficking reported in every state and territory across the United States. Whereas human trafficking can happen to anyone, but certain populations are disproportionately at risk, including people affected by prior abuse or sexual violence, poverty, and unstable living situations or homelessness, as well as those systematically marginalized and underserved. Whereas people can be trafficked in person and online in industries such as restaurants, cleaning services, construction, factories, and by strangers or someone they know, including partners, parents, and other family members. Whereas human trafficking is preventable by building individual, community, and societal understanding and resilience, reducing social inequities, and addressing social determinants of health. Whereas the City of Richmond is dedicated to ensuring anyone impacted by human trafficking can receive person-centered, trauma-informed, and culturally and linguistically appropriate care. Whereas during National Human Trafficking Prevention Month, the City of Richmond encourages everyone to visit humantraffickhotline.org to learn more about human trafficking and ways they can help raise awareness and educate everyone on how they can prevent and respond to human trafficking. Now, therefore, I, as Mayor of Richmond, Kentucky, do hereby proclaim January 11th, 2024 as National Human Trafficking Prevention Day and encourage our citizens to wear blue that day in support to address human trafficking, make resources available to assist individuals and communities that have experienced human trafficking, and build public-private partnerships to increase capacity, support a comprehensive and strategic response to human trafficking. Robert R. Blythe, Mayor, January 9, 2024. Certainly, I encourage our entire community to become even more aware. There have been several efforts in recent months to make us aware of what this really means and how perhaps if we even think, oh, it doesn't happen here, it can happen here, and the ways that we think about so many things. I think these ladies have come to tell us tonight, yes, it can and does happen, and we want to do what we can to make folks aware and to take out the evildoers. Appreciate your labor. Let me mention this. I don't think I did at first. For those who would like a copy of tonight's agenda for the meeting, they're in the little pocket on the front railing there, if you just grab one. We have the minutes in our packet from our December 12, 6 p.m. meeting and our December 21 workshop meeting, 12 noon meeting. We had a chance to look at those. May we have a motion, please, that we will accept the minutes as presented?
I move.
Commissioner Newby.
Second.
Commissioner Cole, is there any discussion, question, comment? There being none, Madam Clerk, please.
Commissioner Cole,
Yes.
Commissioner Newby,
Yes.
Commissioner Brewer,
Yes.
Commissioner Goble,
Yes.
Mayor Blythe.
Yes, thank you. Ordinance 24-01, an ordinance of the City of Richmond relating to the fiscal year 2023 through 2024 annual budget and amendment thereof for Community Development Block Grant regarding Liberty Place program. This is a first reading. We will not vote tonight. Madam Clerk, please.
Whereas the City of Richmond has received unanticipated revenues from the Kentucky Department of Local Government for the CDBG program, now therefore be it ordered by the City of Richmond Board of Commissioners that the annual budget for the fiscal year 23-24 is amended to increase receipts of the CDBG fund by $200,000 to include unanticipated revenues from the Kentucky Department for Local Government, Office of Federal Grants. Increased budget expenditures by account, Public Services, $190,000, Administration, $10,000. This ordinance shall become effective immediately upon its enactment following second reading and publication in accordance with the requirements of applicable Kentucky law.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. May we have a motion, please, to bring to the floor for discussion?
So moved.
Second.
Commissioner Goble and Commissioner Brewer. Is there anything at this time we need to mention regarding this, Mr. City Manager? I think this is pretty straightforward, isn't it? All right. We'll vote in the next meeting. Ordinance 24-02, an ordinance of the City of Richmond, Kentucky, creating a regulation of short-term rentals. Mr. Attorney, please.
Whereas the city is experiencing growth in the short-term rentals in our community, and whereas the City Commission finds it to be in the public interest to put in place regulatory policy for these rentals in order to both promote safe and responsible practices in the field and to protect the safety and property interests of the community. And Mayor, in summary, what follows is a regulatory policy with a permitting, annual permitting of Airbnb and short-term rentals. There is a regulatory fee. They must have a business license and be on the rolls paying the transient property taxes. It also puts in place numerous safety measures so that they are compliant with all fire codes. There are emergency exits, no more than 2 people per bedroom. And the body of this ordinance will be posted on the city's website for the public to view.
All right.
I just had a couple
Yes.
of questions, if that's okay. First of all, this is really exciting for the City of Richmond that we have people that are investing in our community and that we're going to have multiple options for people that want to come and visit Richmond. It's very exciting that we have the opportunity, you know, for people to make that investment. Can you just, I had a few people, I just wanted to ask our city attorney, a few people had questions about just in terms of like the implementation, and I know tonight's just the first reading, but you know, we'll have the second reading, and then once it's approved, can you just kind of talk to us about how the communication will flow and, you know, with existing short-term rentals and then ones that are coming on board, but just kind of how implementation and enforcement, that piece will work?
I'm going to take this for us, if that's okay, Tammy. The idea is after second reading and approval, what we will do is get a list of the current short-term rentals from tourism that they know of. And we will send out letters from our codes enforcement office notifying them that they have 90 days to register and get their license. And then we will start down the road of the inspections of the businesses. So that's how that will kind of start. We're giving them 90 days to come and pull a license. When they do that, we'll have their information on record and then can start the inspection process.
So what's our process of finding new ones that come in?
Lori Murphy Tatum.
You want to address that?
The keeper of Airbnbs.
That's right, the keeper of Airbnbs.
One of the items that was discussed, I believe, was somewhat at length in the last tourism board meeting, and that is a great concern, so.
Well, I kid that I have to go back to my college days of stalking a boyfriend. I go on Airbnb's site, and as you know, Airbnb does not give the addresses of these properties, but there is a map So I will look at the map. It gives you an approximate location. At that point, I will look at the pictures. I'll go on Google Earth. I'll use the PVA site, and I match up all of those different things to try to find exactly who that is. And then I will find the property owner. It's a little bit of a tedious process, but we've got it down to.
Is there just
science.
two platforms that advertise these, VRBO and Airbnb? Are those the only two?
There is Home and Away.
Okay.
There's also couch surfing. I don't think we have any of that here. But VRBO and Home and Away, they comply with Kentucky House Bill 8, and they go ahead and remit that fee so that property owner doesn't have to do that. Airbnb is the only platform that is not remitting the transient tax to the local municipality.
Now say that last part again about them.
So in January of '23, Kentucky passed House Bill 8.
Right.
And that meant that all short-term rentals were to pay their local transient tax on behalf of the owner and remit that to the local municipality. Everyone complied except for the Airbnb platform. They did not comply. So currently, that platform is not paying any municipality.
Are they waiting for this to pass?
They are not. They say that it is too hard and that they do not plan to ever comply. So there is currently discussions with the Kentucky League of Cities is telling Airbnb, well, they're probably going to file a suit with Airbnb.
Is the Airbnb, that problem everywhere?
That problem is everywhere in the Commonwealth except for bigger cities like Lexington, Louisville, Bowling Green, Northern Kentucky. They do have agreements with Airbnb that they will collect and pay, but smaller places do not have that.
I don't understand how they could pick and choose with legislation that's already in place.
Yeah, VRBO had absolutely no problem with it. They contracted with Avalara, who is a company that does tax collection, and they are remitting those payments with no issue whatsoever.
I'm a little bit confused that somebody doesn't have to follow the rules. And
yes.
So what's our step?
This is the first step. When this ordinance is passed and these businesses are required to come in and pay a $50 fee for each property they have, we will have the address of the property and start the process of making sure the business has smoke detectors, carbon monoxide detectors, proper signage. And then the other things that happen as well, you know, once they're registered, if there's a problem with this property owner has, I don't know, civil litigation or liens or fines for the city, that gives us the ability to close them down. So they're gonna have to comply. They're gonna have to pay their taxes quarterly, their transit taxes quarterly, like they're supposed to. And Lori and I've had this discussion for years about, we have some people with these already that haven't been paying taxes, and, you know, one right up the street from her. So this starts the process of giving us some teeth to set some guidelines and hold them accountable.
And one good thing is, once a short-term rental is paying their fees, then we will put them on the tourism website. They will be included in a lot of the marketing that we do that is directing people back to that site, hopefully getting them more business. So it's not like you're just paying for nothing, you're paying for the tourism service. So if anybody wants to put on their dark glasses and wigs and drive around town, just kidding. But
Thank you for your detective work. Yes.
Any other questions? This is the first reading.
Mayor, can I get a motion for that ordinance?
Bring to the floor.
Yes.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yes, may we have a motion, please, that we'll bring this to the floor for discussion.
So moved.
Second.
Cole, Commissioner Newby. All right, any further discussion now? Any further discussion? All right, thank you. Order 24-01, an order of the City of Richmond, Kentucky relating to Kentucky Recovery Community Development Block Grant Program, again regarding Liberty Place. Madam Clerk, please.
Whereas the City Commission of Richmond, Kentucky has been awarded a Small Cities Community Development Block Grant from the Commonwealth of Kentucky Department for Local Government for the purpose of providing public services for the Liberty Place Recovery Center for Women. And whereas it is necessary under the regulations of the Governor's Office for Local Government for Local Development that the City Commission approves activities related to the implementation of the project. Now therefore be it ordered by the City of Richmond Board of Commissioners that the mayor and city attorney are authorized to provide signatures for any additional data or information necessary to assure funding for the city, and hereby authorize the mayor the authority to execute any and all items necessary to implement the project as required by the local government for $200,000. The City of Richmond accepts the responsibility to work with Kentucky River Foothills Development Council to fund and seek funding from available sources should there be any cost overruns incurred in the program. The City of Richmond will enter into a sub-recipient agreement with Kentucky River Foothills Development Council to assure operations of the project and Liberty Place Recovery Center for Women where feasible. This order shall be in full force and effect upon reading and adoption by the Richmond City Board of Commissioners.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. That's Order 24-01. May we have a motion, please? Bring the floor for discussion and approval.
So moved.
Commissioner Goble,
Second.
Commissioner Newby, is there any discussion? There being none, Madam Clerk, please.
Commissioner Brewer,
Yes.
Commissioner Cole,
Yes.
Commissioner Newby,
Yes.
Commissioner Goble,
Yes.
Mayor Blythe.
Yes, thank you. Order 24-02, an order of the City of Richmond authorizing the release of funds to enrich for the roof replacement project. Madam Clerk, please.
Whereas the city is in need of a drug rehabilitation, transitional housing, and workforce reintegration services, and whereas the Enrich Project has continued to partner with the city, which has money allocated on its budget to fund 50% of the roof project, and whereas they have successfully met that threshold and are ready to draw down for funds. Now therefore be it ordered that the mayor is hereby authorized to sign any and all documents relating to this partnership, and the city manager is authorized to release the funds of $60,000 to the roof replacement project to Enrich.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. That's Order 24-02. May we have a motion, please? Bring the floor for discussion and approval.
So moved.
Commissioner Brewer,
Second.
Commissioner Goble, is there any discussion? Being none, Madam Clerk, please.
Commissioner Cole,
Yes.
Commissioner Newby,
Yes.
Commissioner Brewer,
Yes.
Commissioner Goble,
Yes.
Mayor Blythe.
Yes, thank you. I did mention to the group today, the Leadership Madison County group here, that the work that is being done, in fact, the very presence of the Enrich in downtown makes a difference. Just the presence and the things that are taking place there. There are other groups and concerns in the community that are using that as a place for assembling, and it's, I've always said it's going to do something different for downtown, so we're anxious to see as it progresses, and glad that we were able to participate in the way that we have done so far with bringing it to be. Order 24-03, an order of the City of Richmond reappointing a board member to the Richmond Housing Authority. Madam Clerk, please.
Whereas the term for Johnetta Barger, the Richmond Housing Authority Board, expired January 1, and whereas this citizen would like to continue the service on the board and has made a commitment to attend all meetings. Now therefore be it ordered by the City of Richmond Board of Commissioners that Johnetta Barger is reappointed to the Richmond Housing Authority Board for a term of 4 years expiring January 1st, 2028. The city would like to thank Ms. Barger for her service and dedication since 2011. This order shall be in full force and effect upon reading and adoption by the Richmond City Board of Commissioners.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. That's Order 24-03. May we have a motion, please? Bring to the floor for discussion and approval.
I move.
Commissioner Newby,
Second.
Commissioner Brewer, is there any discussion? Ms. Barger has served committedly and well. Madam Clerk, please.
Commissioner Newby,
Yes.
Commissioner Brewer,
Yes.
Commissioner Cole.
Yes.
Commissioner Goble,
Yes.
Mayor Blythe.
Yes, thank you. Order 24-04, an order of the City of Richmond reappointing a member to the Zoning Board of Adjustment. Madam Clerk, please.
Whereas the term of Bob Riley on the Zoning Board of Adjustments has expired, and whereas the citizen was filling a remainder term and has proven to be a valuable member, which has made a commitment to attend all meetings. Now therefore be it ordered by the City of Richmond Board of Commissioners that the following member be reappointed to the Zoning Board of Adjustments for a full 4-year term expiring January 24th, 2028. Bob Riley. This order shall become effective immediately upon adoption by the Richmond City Board of Commissioners.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. That's order 24-04. May we have a motion, please? Bring the floor for discussion and approval.
I move.
Commissioner Goble,
Second.
Commissioner Brewer, is there any discussion? There being none, Madam Clerk, please.
Commissioner Brewer,
Yes.
Commissioner Cole,
Yes.
Commissioner Newby,
Yes.
Commissioner Goble,
Yes.
Mayor Blythe.
Yes, thank you. Order 24-05, order of the City of Richmond reappointing a member to the Codes Enforcement Board. Madam Clerk, please.
Whereas the term of Richard Thomas on the Codes Enforcement Board has expired, and whereas this citizen was filling a remainder term and has proven to be also a valuable member, which has made a commitment to attend all meetings. Now therefore be it ordered by the City of Richmond Board of Commissioners that the following member be reappointed to the Codes Enforcement Board for a full 3-year term expiring January 12th, 2027. Richard Thomas. This order shall become effective immediately upon adoption by the Richmond City Board of Commissioners.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. That's order 24-05. May we have a motion, please? Bring to the floor for discussion and approval.
I move.
Commissioner Newby,
Second.
Commissioner Brewer, is there any discussion? There being none, Madam Clerk, please.
Commissioner Brewer,
Yes.
Commissioner Cole,
Yes.
Commissioner Newby,
Yes.
Commissioner Goble,
Yes.
Mayor Blythe.
Yes, thank you. Order 24-06, an order of the City of Richmond, Kentucky entering into a partnership with the Pregnancy Help Center for the installation and oversight of a Safe Haven baby box.
Whereas the Pregnancy Help Center of Richmond, Kentucky has received a generous donation towards the installation of a Safe Haven baby box and has requested that the City of Richmond partner in the project. And whereas the Board of Commissioners finds it in the public interest that this collaboration proceeds, now therefore be it ordered by the City of Richmond Board of Commissioners enters into a partnership with the Pregnancy Help Center of Richmond, Kentucky for the installation and oversight of a Safe Haven baby box to be located at Richmond Fire Station Number 1, 200 North Madison Avenue. The Pregnancy Help Center will fund the $20,000, and the City of Richmond has earmarked $10,000 and any cost overruns from the contingency account. The mayor is hereby authorized to sign any and all documents relating to this partnership. This order shall be in full force and effect upon reading and adoption by the Richmond City Board of Commissioners.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. That's order 24-06. May we have a motion, please? Bring to the floor for discussion and approval.
So moved.
Commissioner Goble,
Second.
Commissioner Cole, is there any discussion?
I have a
If I may.
question.
Yeah, go ahead. Sorry about that. Go
I'm
ahead.
sorry, were
No,
you
go
gonna say-
ahead.
Commissioner Newby?
Yeah.
I think it's a great idea. I know a lot of larger cities do this. But I'm just curious, because I've been at fire stations and sometimes no one's there. So, do we have like a backup plan? Because I've been on runs where you're gone all night.
Yeah, and that's,
Dropping a live baby off.
you're exactly right, and that's one of the issues we've had to work through. The KRS language says that you need to have a 24/7 EMT person available on site. I reached out to my fellow other city managers across the state that have installed these. And so you have to install a notification system if the door of the box is opened and a baby's placed in it. It automatically notifies dispatch, RPD, EMS, and we're even going to add the fire chief to that. So somebody will have to respond to that immediately. So, and we feel like that's legally okay to do. Other cities are doing it, so that's how we're getting around
So
it.
that happens, the person dropping the baby off doesn't have to do anything. That happens automatically.
Automatically, yeah. I think there's something, Jim, inside where there's a sensor, so as soon as weight's put on it, it activates immediately and notifies all those people. That was one of the things we had to work through because the KRS language sounded like we had to have a full-time EMT on site all the time, but others said this is how they're doing it.
Any further discussion? Question, comment?
We're working with Chief Elder, who's here tonight on a location at Fire Station 1. We've got a meeting set up, I think it's a week from Wednesday, maybe 2 weeks from Wednesday, I forget, but we'll identify a location, and then we also have with us tonight Sarah Roof from the Pregnancy Help Center and Jessica Hess, who is on their board if we have any questions that I can't answer. So I think it's a good thing. It's sad that this happens, but at least we have a resource in case it does.
Are there any additional questions or comments?
I think it's great. And Rob's findings when talking to Bowling Green.
Yeah, it's been used twice already in Bowling Green. Of course, Bowling Green's about twice our size in population, but still.
All right, that's order 24-06. We're ready to vote. Madam Clerk, please.
Commissioner Cole?
Yes.
Commissioner Newby?
Yes.
Commissioner Brewer?
Yes.
Commissioner Goble?
Yes.
Mayor Blythe?
Yes, thank you. And thank you, Mr. City Manager and Chief for
Yes.
working on the details, you know, that one of those things as you said, you wish you didn't have to even consider, but who was it, Walter Cronkite, he used to end his newscast by saying, and that's the way it is. So that we'll do the best we can in helping out in this way. May I have a motion, please, to amend the agenda to include orders 24-07, 24-08, and 24-09?
So moved.
Commissioner Brewer,
Second.
Commissioner Newby. Madam Clerk, please.
Commissioner Newby?
Yes.
Commissioner Brewer?
Yes.
Commissioner Cole?
Yes.
Commissioner Goble?
Yes.
Mayor Blythe?
Yes, thank you. Order 24-07, order of the City of Richmond appointing a new member to the Planning and Zoning Commission. And let me, just before we read that, Madam Clerk, let me just say this, these three orders, and we've already done 2 or 3. What I committed to you a month or so ago is that we'd get these board vacancies dealt with as quickly as possible, but, you know, with persons who are willing to serve and certainly who can meet the demands that we know exist on certain boards and so on. So we're attempting to get these done, and there are a couple more to do, but we'll, now, Madam Clerk, please.
Whereas there's a vacancy on the Richmond Planning and Zoning Commission, and whereas there's a citizen that has displayed an interest in serving and has made a commitment to attend all meetings. Now therefore be it ordered by the City of Richmond Board of Commissioners that the following be appointed to the Richmond Planning and Zoning Commission for a full 4-year term effective January 9th, 2024 and expiring 2028. Michael Francis. This order shall be in full force and effect upon reading and adoption by the Richmond City Board of Commissioners.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. That's order 24-07. May we have a motion, please, bring to the floor for discussion and approval?
So moved.
Commissioner Brewer,
Second.
Commissioner Newby. Lisa, did we make a copy for all?
I didn't, but I've got it in your binder if you
Yeah,
want
not-
to look
I
at
have
it.
it.
Yeah, okay.
Any discussion? Do you have one? No, I'm sorry, you copied the orders.
Yeah, I didn't
I'm
make
sorry.
a copy of his resume.
I have
for
his.
everybody.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I remembered that Commissioner had asked when we were doing some board appointments some time ago. The question was asked, you know, well, who is that? And can we? So I had had him to send his resume to us again. And I'm sorry, but pass this if you want. This is just a summary. If someone would like to take a look at it.
Yeah, I would. didn't know. Is it a requirement that they live in the city, or do they just have to live in the county, or?
The first question, that they know.
Okay.
But we are limited in how many can serve on that particular board. Right, Mr. Attorney, if you don't mind?
That is correct. We can have
researched-
two
researched
members.
it.
Two outside of city limits.
That is
Yeah.
correct.
And, you know, without getting, so to speak, too far in the weeds, remember you might have read in our local newspaper, since it's public, that there was a concern on the part of a citizen from the county that the city, as it deliberates matters such as annexations and so on, the matters that are taken up by the Planning and Zoning Commission, that there would be some county influence. Now, of course, again, we're limited in what we could place on that board, but this young man happened to have lived in the city of Richmond. He just recently moved outside to, well, Brookstown's in Union City. But because of his affection for Richmond, and he actually is working right down the street, he said he was willing to serve. And he is a veteran. I have as you know.
Mayor, I think too, with this appointment, that's two county residents that will be on this board, so.
Yes, sir. And one, I'm sorry I don't have my list with me, and one of those even, that one that's already on the board, will have a term that expires before too long.
Yes,
And of
he's a
course, we can
replacement.
bring up the matter then if we want to continue with that ratio. Any further discussion? Madam Clerk, please.
Commissioner Brewer?
Yes.
Commissioner Cole?
Yes.
Commissioner Newby?
Yes.
Commissioner Goble?
Yes.
Mayor Blythe?
Yes, thank you. Order 24-08, order of the City of Richmond reappointing a member to the Architectural Review Board.
Whereas the
Madam
term
Clerk,
of
please.
Cameron Abney on the Architectural Review Board has expired, and whereas the citizen would like to continue serving and has made a commitment to attend all meetings, now therefore be it ordered by the City of Richmond Board of Commissioners that Cameron Abney, on behalf of Central Bank, is reappointed to the Architectural Review Board for the remaining term, expiring February 22nd, 2027. This order shall be in full force and effect upon reading and adoption by the Richmond City Board of Commissioners.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. That's order 24-08. May we have a motion, please, to bring to the floor for discussion and approval. Commissioner Brewer,
I'll second. Sorry.
Commissioner Goble. Is there any discussion? Well, no, Cameron.
Yes.
No
Yes.
further discussion. Madam Clerk, please.
Commissioner Brewer?
Yes.
Commissioner Cole?
Yes.
Commissioner Newby?
Yes.
Commissioner Goble?
Yes.
Mayor Blythe?
Yes, thank you. Order 24-09, order of the City of Richmond appointing members to the Section 8 Housing Authority Board. Madam Clerk, please.
Whereas the City of Richmond Board of Commissioners adopted ordinance 23-39, which calls for the establishment of a Section 8 Housing Authority Board to oversee the Section 8 Housing Office and its operations. And whereas the City of Richmond Board of Commissioners does hereby wish to establish the citizens members which will be serving on the board according to the authority under KRS 80. Now therefore be it ordered by the City of Richmond Board of Commissioners that the following individuals are hereby appointed to the City of Richmond Section 8 Housing Authority Board with staggering terms. Effie Fields, expiring 2028. Steve Gregg, expiring 2027. David Evans, expiring 2026. Harold Richardson, expiring 2025. The members of this board shall possess all rights and responsibilities as outlined in ordinance 23-29 and KRS 80. This order shall be in full force and effect upon reading and adoption by the Richmond City Board of Commissioners.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. That's Order 24-09. May we have a motion, please, to bring to the floor for discussion and approval?
So moved.
Commissioner Brewer,
Second.
Commissioner Newby. Is there any discussion?
Is there any information?
On these?
Yeah, on the individuals here.
No, there isn't. I mean,
Okay.
not here with us.
Okay.
I apologize for that.
Oh, that's okay. I just thought maybe it was in the packet and I missed it here. I couldn't find it in there.
Perhaps one or two of the names you would recognize. Let me mention something about one particular, well, mention two things and about one name in particular. The Ds and Rs is a requirement, federal requirement, that there be no more than two of any political party. So there could conceivably be an independent. Even in that case, no more than two, and so on. That's why the Ds and Rs must be there. Secondly, if you were to ask about that fourth name, the Harold Richardson,
Golden.
he actually serves also on the Public Housing Authority. And the reason you served with him.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
And the reason why I ask if he'd be willing to serve is so that we can begin a conversation of, what we had in the workshop a couple months or so ago with the HUD folks. Sitting on that board and this one also would allow him to share the information that may come up in one regarding the other from firsthand.
And he will share it.
And he will share. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed.
Yes, he will.
The city's #1 ambassador. Any further discussion? This way, this will get this board seated. You might recall in the ordinance that we did pass, there was a meeting schedule. And what I asked at that time is simply that we would go ahead and pass the ordinance and then let this group come together and decide if that meeting schedule will work. If it won't work for them, they can then officially change the meeting. Madam Clerk, please.
Commissioner Cole,
Yes.
Commissioner Newby,
Yes.
Commissioner Brewer,
Yes.
Commissioner Goble,
Yes.
Mayor Blythe.
Yes, thank you very much. That'll allow us to move forward. This is public comments period. Is there anyone who's come tonight to address the commission?
First of all, thank you for Madison Home. We're in full swing, and it's going to be very, very cold this weekend, so we can keep those folk off the street. Thank you all for your help. Two issues. One is on Irvin Street, right as you cross the tracks, going down the tracks. There's a spot there that holds water real deep, and hopefully it won't freeze over tonight, or over the weekend it'll be gone. And then another spot is off of 4 Mile, right across from the cemetery.
Yeah.
Man, that was
one.
bad.
Oh, yes.
Yesterday morning, I had to go get my car oil change in my car, the Toyota Staff, and I actually lost it's sideways and actually lost control of my car. And then another lady that lived in the subdivision, she was there, and she said it done her the same way. My traction come on in my car, and it barely would move, you know what I mean? And that spot right there is very dangerous, so hopefully they'll salt that down.
You're talking about the 4 miles?
The 4 Mile spot, yeah.
Virgil,
We have.
yeah, Mayor and I have talked about this, and actually Bell Engineering will be here Thursday to do preliminary work on that. What needs to happen is there needs to be a gutter on that left side coming towards town, and then a culvert underneath the road that
Yes,
goes down that ditch line to that creek
Yes,
along the cemetery. So They're coming preliminary to look at that, and we'll
Yes,
get
sir.
that fixed, because
Yes,
it is
sir.
a problem. It's dangerous.
Yes,
bad
sir.
dangerous, yeah.
Well, a school
Once
bus
that
was coming
freezes,
down through
yeah.
there, and I was just concerned that, you know, if you got kids on a school bus and you come down through there and that thing loses control, man, that's
Yeah.
be a dangerous spot, you know.
Yeah, it's bad, and the mayor asked me to have the cemetery surveyed while we were doing that, and
Yes.
that's being worked
Yeah.
on. And where's the one on Irvin
Right
Road?
across, when you cross the tracks on Irvin Street.
Right.
There, when they redone the road right there on the right-hand side, it holds a big old giant puddle of water right
Okay.
there.
You mean across from that,
we can fix
BBA's,
that,
the beer barrel?
Yeah,
house,
right across from the
across-
beer barrel there, yeah,
Yeah.
big old spot, I mean, it's a big old spot,
Okay.
it holds water, it's at least a foot or so deep, you know.
Okay, sounds good.
Just concerned it won't freeze over and then people going over it, you know, start sliding this weekend, you know.
Well, thank you.
Thank
very
you all.
much.
Thank you, sir. Anyone else here to address the commission tonight? All right, Mr. City Manager, please.
I wanted to let you all know that I've reached out to Representative Deanna Frazier, and probably will contact Bill Wesley and Jared Carpenter as well about getting some funding to continue the paving from Collins Street on out East Main and also Big Hill Avenue to the bypass. If you recall, the state came and paved West Main to Collins from about Arlington all the way to Collins 2 falls ago, I think it was. And my contact at District 7 said there wasn't any funding to do it the rest of the way, which is very rough. So hopefully they can secure some funding to get that paid for us. We have put a RFP out advertising for the Tates Creek Road Turn Lane project. That is to accommodate the left-hand turn lane into our new park project, and to also accommodate the 2 left-hand turn lanes coming the other direction into that housing development. The permit from the state was issued to the developer, but I've worked with the developer and the engineer to get a advertisement out, and I think bids are due at the end of this month. So once that gets awarded, we'll get into the contract phase, and you'll see some movement on that as well. Excuse me, Duckhorn Great House traffic signal. We're about to get a contract executed on that project. I know Allen Company, who won the bid, has gone ahead and ordered materials. I still don't have a construction timeline for that yet. And then I wanted to make you aware of this Thursday night here in the chambers at 5:30. The bicycle multipath group has resurfaced and wants to try to move that project forward. So there'll be a open meeting here at 5:30 on Thursday this week if anybody wants to attend. So different group of people, maybe it'll get some traction and be moved forward. And last thing is, we're off this Monday for the Martin Luther King Day. I just want to make everybody aware of that. And that's all I have tonight.
Thank you, sir. Just, and I believe you mentioned to us in a previous meeting, in case you get asked about what are you all doing about the trails? There was someone else, of course, who came, and we had a meeting right here in the chambers, a really good meeting. The city of Richmond committed to even underwrite the portion of the trails that would be inside city limits, and then somehow the ball was dropped. We were not the ones who were controlling the conversation, but we were participating. So the ball got dropped, and that's where it's been. And there have been several who've asked over the past several months, you know, what are you all doing? Well, you know, there's someone who, when I was in another meeting a few days ago, that happened to bring up the Bluegrass Foundation. And the foundation even had given us, Madison County, a line item in their budget where folks could contribute directly to the project for trails here, but they would do the accounting for us and all the legal work and whatever to help us out. So happy to hear that that has resurfaced, and then we'll see see where it goes from there. Commissioner Goble.
Well, as you know, Leadership Madison County falls on the second Tuesday of each month. So at times you'll hear me reference that, but We have 25 in the class this year, and today was local government. And I'm just reminded of how blessed we are to live in a community. We heard from both the mayors of Richmond and Berea and the county judge, and we're able to attend one of their meetings. And it's just, there's a lot of great things happening in our community as a whole. And I was just reminded today that we're blessed to live in such a great place.
Commissioner Cole?
Nothing to report.
All right. Commissioner Newby?
Well, since we've talked about, I guess, fixing holes and paving areas, can I get an update on, I guess, my passion, my traffic stoplight, if you will, the sidewalks on the east end of town? Where are we with those?
Yeah, I tell you, we've identified, Commissioner Newby, several places, and we've had a couple emails this week, actually, about some sidewalks. One is on Francis Street, where there's a damaged sidewalk, and an elderly lady is struggling getting out her front fence, and so we'll make that a priority, because we don't want anybody to get hurt. So I think you'll see some work on Francis Street, and then at the corner of Irvin and Estill, there's some just really horrible sidewalks right there that need repaired. And then I just got an email later this afternoon that is really Irvin Road, between Irvin Road, when you turn onto Irvin Road on the 4 mile between it and the railroad tracks, right? Where a lady was in a wheelchair and I think got almost thrown from her wheelchair because of the condition of the sidewalk. So sidewalk seems to be a priority right now, and the more I drive around, when you get on a priority like this, there's a lot to fix. So those are the 3 in that side of town that we're going to try to get to, but please, if there's any more, let me know and we'll get after them.
Thank you.
As soon as it gets warm enough, too, that we can pour concrete, so we have to
Just
get
along that same line quickly, going from Lake Street, where Irvin hits Lake, across from Bluegrass Acres, there's no sidewalk there at all. We might call an accident there some time ago, but the point is, that's, for those of us who are old enough to remember, that really was the country years ago. So that's the old Irvin Road, and there is no space even. There's no right-of-way. Probably there'd have to be some condemning.
That's been brought to my attention several times, and I think Virgil's brought it up. I know Eugene's brought it up, and some others. And I think if we're going to go down that road, we probably need to get an engineering firm involved, because there's a lot of stormwater that runs along the side behind Southern States and the DG Mart and that area. But you're right, there's nowhere to walk.
There's nowhere
at all, so I can look at that. Yeah.
Appreciate it.
Yep, absolutely.
A lot of folks walk there as
I saw a
Richmond
kid
continues to
I saw a little
grow
boy one day, he was
with
probably
housing,
6 years old, had a gallon of milk.
all kinds of,
Wasn't old enough to.
it's just one of the growing pains. It's just something that would come. Commissioner Brewer?
I had recently talked to Jimmy Cornelison, our coroner, and he has spoken, I think, with the county and Berea, and he wants to come to one of our meetings and give update and statistical information that they have out of the drug use and overdoses. And I guess really what it is, if we don't know where we're going and we don't know where we've been. So let's get some information, and he's willing to do that. And if we could set that up through the
We could do that.
office.
Lisa and I'll take care of it.
Okay. That's all I have, Mayor.
All right. Just thanks. It's been an interesting day. Thanks to all of you who were able to do all these things we've done today, such as starting off the day with the swearing in of 2 new officers and welcoming them and their families, police officers. We cut the ribbon at the new Golf Education Center out at Gibson Bay, and just some good things. Good things all day, all day. And look, Tammy.
7:05.
It's all good.
thanks for what you do for the Scouts and involving them in what we do here, that they represent well. Thank you for your labor. I know it's a labor of love. Thank you for that, gentlemen. David, anything you need to bring to us tonight? Appreciate your presence in the meeting.
We're going to be advertising for construction bids for the industrial park land grading project. That'll probably be in this week's Thursday paper.
All right,
Okay.
thank you. Industrial development.
Neat.
Anybody else? Spencer, can we leave?
That's up to you, man.
Oh, he always gives the right answers. Yes, indeed. Good to see you tonight, sir. Appreciate you.
Likewise.
And the way, now, let's see. Oh, I've got to say this. I'm glad I thought about that. We're proud of our tourism executive director, Lori Tatum.
Yeah.
Lori Murphy Tatum. She was elected president of the State Visitors Bureau Association. Thank you for what you do and do so well. Jim?
Heart, mind stuff?
Heart and mind
Yeah,
stuff.
heart, mind stuff.
Hearts and minds clear.
Are all hearts and minds
clear. We'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
Heart and mind
So
stuff.
moved. Second.
Oh, my gosh.
Commissioner Brewer, Commissioner Newby. Madam Clerk, please.
Commissioner Newby,
Yes.
Commissioner Brewer,
Yes.
Commissioner Cole,
Yes.
Commissioner Goble,
Yes.
Mayor Blythe.
Yes, thank you. Thanks to all of you. Be careful. Is it still raining? I'm not sure if it's still raining or not.